Hey everyone, this is Jamie, and today I'm gonna talk about the validity, or rather, how you can help yourself when you're going for the path of self discovery, whether you're trans or not. Because I see a lot of doubt around different. I'm gonna focus on trans guys for now because I like to talk about my experience and apply it uh, to to YouTube and to give others the space to see what works for them and maybe help them out as well. And I'm not saying this is just limited for trans guys. I'm just using trans guys as an example because I happen to be a binary trans guy. Yes. Well, I just did this for the fuck of it. Anyway, one of the easiest questions which you can ask yourself, and which helped me at the time to realize that I am a trans guy, was someone's advice, which keeps repeating so many times on Reddit that you even forget who even started that wonderful question. So, one of the questions is, how would I feel being an old woman? And that's when the dysphoria kicks in, and you're like, fuck. Not for me, I want to be an old guy, I want to die an old guy, and etc. Nothing against old women. It's just specifically how you internally feel. And that was kind of the nail in the coffin for me when it comes to validity. And the more time passes, the more I see random bullshit online. Like, people keep policing each other. I talk a lot about it on this channel, about makeup, about self expression, and etc. And I wanted to say that, just kind of to touch on the topic a bit. It doesn't matter how you express yourself. What matters is what you feel. And then what type of dysphoria is valid is up for debate, and that is a different topic and completely. Because well, if you're transmasculine, for instance, it can be a different type of dysphoria that which is not applicable to binary and vice versa. So there's that, and also be careful with your boxes, because you can identify as transmasculine, you can identify as trans, you can identify anywhere in the spectrum, you can be a gender as well, you can be you're not limited. There's a lot of definitions out there, there's a lot of guides, there's a lot of people who can help you. Also, please feel free to reach out to me. I have my handles somewhere, and I really like to talk to new people and to help them out as well. And in general, when it comes to the detransitioners, I feel like they are a very angry bunch usually, so I would not recommend something which a lot of people do, which is watch their videos or open. Even I do it sometimes. You open the detransitioners threads and you read it, and then you're like, okay, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this. Fine, I'm good. And then you leave. You shouldn't be doing that, because what if something matches? And the detransitioning is a very, I'd say, personal experience for everyone, but I don't think you should be getting advice from those. And don't forget that if you live in Europe, you get for instance, Europe, you get it very heavily evaluated on whether you are trans or not, and there are cases where they refuse to treat you because you're simply not trans. And I know of such cases. So please be mindful that the detransitioners are a very ugly bunch. I'm sorry. Obviously, there are those who did the mistake and continued. But right now, from what I see, you get kind of read through really, really thoroughly. And there is no need to worry. Doubts come for everyone. And the thing is, I think, which is like, fuck detransitioners for now. And in general, fuck them. Sometimes you can feel that maybe T isn't for you, or like bottom surgery isn't for you, top surgery isn't for you, surgeries are not for you. And that's okay. That doesn't mean that you're a detransitioner. That just means that you stopped at a place where you felt comfortable. That's pretty much it. And I think it's very unfair that young trans guys, I mean young on their journey, new trans guys, get exposed to so much detransitioners, which just give more doubts. And in general, this whole ideology that being a woman is all great and lovely, being shoved down their throats is really bad, because I was a victim of it. And I was called a traitor, I was called this and that, and I don't want to repeat any slurs and etc. But you are who you are, and if you look at the detransitioners' ideology, a lot of them then go to gender critical, they argue there, and gender critical is just a place if you literally want to get angry at someone, if you have a sane mind. And you shouldn't be going there either. So there's a lot of hate within this world and with people who it didn't work out with. And also don't forget that nearly 100% of the people who detransition is because of external issues. So when it comes to external issues, it's like family, society, pressure, and etc. And testosterone can be expensive depending on your country and location. So a lot of people go off T, or they wait to start T later, or some people are not happy with the immediate results. And that's also a very, very valid thing. Sometimes it takes a while for other people for testosterone to start acting. Some people get the wrong dose because of the doctor. Some people's body just doesn't react as fast as it does to someone else. So I'd also like to say that all these like success stories are pretty much always the same mold of a trans guy. And I want to say, just because you don't look like them doesn't mean that you have to detransition. You just have to give it some patience, talk to your doctor. You also have a psychologist, I hope, which is pretty good at their job. And you can express your doubts to them. Again, you can reach out. I understand that, like, for instance, for me and others who don't fit into that specific mold, like, for instance, I do a lot of makeup, right? So I tend to thread very carefully when it comes to psychologists, because I've had like icky ones in the past. So I don't put as much makeup, or I don't discuss my trans issues a lot. And my doctors are very careful with me. Like, for instance, um, I don't like to share personal too much, but like, I was asking about hysterectomy because I've been having some troubles. And my doctor was very careful to make sure that I wasn't having doubts or anything, because it's in their interest to not scare you, to make sure that you're making the right decision, to that transitioning is right for you. And in general, I'd like to say that doctors are very welcoming where I am. And in general, if you just find the right doctors, you'll be fine. And you have to just like we have to put our lives in the hand of doctors sometimes. This is one of those times. So yeah, I kind of rambled a lot, and also tomorrow is 9th May, so I hope whoever's celebrating has a lovely 9th May. Thank you.